Preparation of aldehydes and ketones. The first method is by oxidation of alcohols. So this method is there in the alcohol chapter. So where we have studied the primary alcohols on oxidation by using suitable oxidizing agents will yield the aldehyde as the product, and secondary alcohol whenever oxidized they are going to give the ketone as the product. So this concept we already studied in the previous units. Then second method is by dehydrogenation of alcohols. So this method is used to prepare the ketones and aldehydes by using volatile alcohols. That means the alcohols having lower boiling points can be utilized here to produce aldehyde and ketone. So the reaction is like this, that is the primary alcohol on dehydrogenation by using heavy metal catalyst like silver or copper is going to give aldehyde product, and the secondary alcohol by using the heavy metal catalyst they are going to give ketone as the product. Then the third method is from hydrocarbons, where we have studied in the earlier classes two methods. One is by ozonolysis of alkenes and the second one is by the hydration of alkenes to give the ketones as the product. Okay, so these two concepts came in the first year organic concepts, but we will once again revise the two concepts. The ozonolysis reaction takes place in alkenes as well as the alkynes. So you can observe here the ozone molecule, that is nothing but O3, is going to react with the carbon-carbon double bond, giving a 5-membered cyclic molecule called as ozonide, which on treating with the zinc dust and hydrolysis going to give the carbonyl compounds, which may be aldehyde, ketone, or sometimes the mixture of aldehydes and ketones will be obtained during the reaction. Then the second one is acid catalyzed hydration of alkynes. So here whenever the alkynes are treated with the acid and water, they are going to give the ketone as the product. So by this second method we can only produce ketone, but from the first method, that is from the ozonolysis, we can produce both aldehyde as well as the ketone as the product. Preparation of aldehydes. The first method is from acyl chlorides or acid chlorides. The acyl chloride is hydrogenated over catalyst. Here we are using palladium supported by barium sulfate, and there is a formation of aldehyde on reduction. So this reaction is called as a Rosenmund reduction. This is a named reaction important for 2 marks. Okay, the reaction is nothing but when acyl chlorides are hydrogenated by the catalyst like palladium supported by the barium sulfate, aldehydes are formed. This reaction is known as Rosenmund reduction. Then the second method of preparation of aldehyde is from nitriles and esters. Here the RCN group, that which is nothing but a nitrile group, which have the general formula of RC triple bond N. Okay, so this is a formula of nitriles. So when nitriles are treated with the stannous chloride in the presence of a hydrochloric acid, so it is converted into an intermediate called as imines. So this imines on aqueous acid hydrolysis, they are going to give the aldehyde as the product. So this reaction is also a named reaction which is known as Stephan reaction. So then the nitriles can also be converted into aldehydes by using the one of the important reducing agent called diibal H. Okay, so which is nothing but diisobutyl aluminium hydride, which is abbreviated as diibal H. Okay, so this is a powerful reducing agent because it can transfer one of the hydride ion from this molecule to the opposite molecule, and it will reduce the opposite molecule present. Thereby we can convert nitrile into aldehyde. So again, the esters are also can be converted into aldehyde by using the Dibal H reducing agent. Okay, so here one example is that, so where we can observe there is a conversion of OC2H5 group, that is nothing but a ester group, into a aldehydic group by using the Dibal H reducing agent. The third method is from hydrocarbons. Here, aromatic aldehydes can be prepared by aromatic hydrocarbons. The first method in this type is by oxidation of methyl benzene. The methyl benzene is nothing but a toluene where the CH3 group is present attached to the benzene ring. So whenever we use a strong oxidizing agent, it will convert the toluene to directly benzoic acid and there is no formation of any aldehyde intermediate. But when we use a suitable oxidizing agent, so that converts these toluene into a intermediate where it cannot be further oxidized to benzoic acid and we can get the aldehyde as the product from the reaction. So some oxidizing agent will convert the methyl group present on the benzene into the aldehyde group and they form an intermediate, so which is not possible to undergo further oxidation. Here hence we can obtain the aldehyde during the reaction. So the first method in this type is the use of chromyl chloride as the oxidizing agent, so which has the formula of CrO2Cl2. So the chromyl chloride oxidizes the methyl group to a chromium complex, so which will not undergo further oxidation but which on hydrolysis gives corresponding benzaldehyde as the product, and this reaction is known as the Itard reaction. This is a named reaction, hence it is important for a 2 marks. So the reaction is like this: when the toluene is treated with the chromyl chloride in the presence of a inert solvent like carbon disulfide, so it forms a chromium complex. So this is a chromium complex, you can observe. So this chromyl chloride has got attached to this methyl group here and this chromium complex will not undergo any further oxidation but on hydrolysis, so it will yield the benzaldehyde as the product. Next method is the use of chromic oxide as the oxidizing agent, so it has the formula of CrO3. so here as an example, that is when toluene is treated with the CrO3, that is nothing but a chromic oxide in the presence of a anhydride, which is nothing but acetic anhydride in a temperature condition of 273 to 283 Kelvin, so it forms a intermediate, so which is called as benzylidene diacetate, where you can observe this acetic acid has formed a complex with this molecule which is not going further oxidation but which on hydrolysis the benzylidene diacetate is converted into benzaldehyde, that is toluene is converted into benzylidene diacetate, which is the intermediate on treating with chromic oxide in acetic anhydride, which on hydrolysis with aqueous acid gives the benzaldehyde as the product. So this is in the case of the chromic oxide as the oxidizing agent. So this is about the first method, that is oxidation of methyl benzene. Then the second method is by side chain chlorination followed by the hydrolysis. So here what we'll do is we'll take up the toluene and we'll chlorinate it by using the chlorine in the presence of light or heat, where there is a formation of benzyl chloride intermediate, so which on hydrolysis at a temperature of 373 Kelvin is going to yield the benzaldehyde as the product. Then the next method is a named reaction that is called Gutterman-Koch reaction. So here you can observe the Gutterman-Koch reaction where the benzene is treated with the carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in the presence of a anhydrous AlCl3 catalyst or anhydrous CuCl catalyst which is going to give the benzaldehyde as the product. So this reaction is known as a Gutterman-Koch reaction, a important named reaction which is repeatedly asked in the examination for 2 marks. When benzene is treated with the carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3, the benzaldehyde is formed, and this reaction is known as Gutterman-Koch reaction. Preparation of ketones. So first method is from acyl chlorides. So this is the actual step where there is a formation of ketone as the product by using dialkyl cadmium as the reagent, which is treated with the acyl chloride, giving the ketone as the product. And this above reaction represents the formation of the dialkyl cadmium, where it is prepared by treating Grignard reagent with the cadmium chloride, and dialkyl cadmium is formed, and this dialkyl cadmium is treated with the acyl chlorides, giving the ketone as the product. Then the second method is from nitrile. So this is a very simple reaction where the nitrile is treated with the Grignard reagent and followed by the hydrolysis gives the ketone as the product. And the last one is from benzene or the substituted benzene, where the benzene is treated with the acyl chloride or alkyl chloride in the presence of a anhydrous AlCl3 reagent, going to give the ketone as the product. So this reaction is known as the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, where there is a formation of different types of ketone, and this is a last method for the synthesis of ketones given in the syllabus. Physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. Methanol is a gas at room temperature, which is a first member of the aldehydic family. Then ethanol is a volatile liquid, that is the liquid which can easily evaporate at a room temperature, and other aldehydes and ketones are liquid or solid at room temperature. So for example, you can take the acetone, which is a lower ketone, so which is in the form of the liquid, but it can easily evaporate into the gaseous nature. So then the boiling point of aldehydes and ketones are higher than the hydrocarbons and ethers of comparable masses due to weaker molecular association arising out of the dipole-dipole interaction. That means we can find the dipole-dipole interaction between the aldehydic molecules and also ketonic molecules. Hence what happens is the boiling point rises somewhat higher when compared to hydrocarbons and ethers of the comparable molecular masses. Then the boiling point of aldehydes and ketones are lower than the alcohols due to the absence of the hydrogen bonding. So in alcohols we have observed there are hydrogen bond formation between two different alcohol molecule. Hence what happens is the boiling point becomes higher, but in the case of aldehydes there is no such hydrogen bond formation between the two same type of molecule. Hence the boiling point is less when compared to alcohol. Then about solubility, the lower members of aldehydes and ketones are miscible with the water in all the proportions because of the formation of hydrogen bond with the water. That is, aldehydes and ketones are capable of forming hydrogen bonds with the water. Hence they become soluble at all the proportions. that is only the lower members. In length increases, then what happens is the solubility becomes less. That means the number of carbon atoms, if they are getting increased, then automatically the solubility become decreased. Then they are fairly soluble in the organic solvents like benzene, toluene, then chloroform, etc. Then the lower aldehydes have a pungent, sharp odor. That means they have a unpleasant odor. But as the size of the molecule increases, the odor becomes less pungent and more fragrant. That's why some of the aldehydes are used in the perfume industries for the preparation of perfume, because they have a fragrant odor.